as we welcome you to live coverage of the Penguin RC Simulations NASA Sports Car Challenge presented by Nitro Circus. Tonight, we will be at the American Stroke Association Grand Prix here at Brands Hatch in the United Kingdom. But before we start that, here's the last 10 minutes of the feature race in Watkins Glen, the 90-something Studios Grand Prix of New York. As we look at Kingsbury and Munoz, obviously these guys have history. They were battling for the lead. We'll have to see what will go on. Kingsbury and Clog battling for the 4th spot overall. And we look at the battle for the lead between Janney and Challoner. No change between Munoz and Kingsbury. I'm fully expecting maybe Munoz is backing off. His lap time 1:47. I think he might be expecting some form of retribution from Matt Kingsbury there. And we know the man from Connecticut, very aggressive. Battling for 4th. Clog and Kingsbury. Ray Kingsbury on the outside of Clog. Down the sole of the foot, down to the heel.
We're not even there yet. We're actually like on the... That's turn 10 and 11 there. You see... Oh, we're looking at the wrong one. There we go. We can see that battle in... There you go. Clog and Kingsbury trying their best. They come through the Achilles here.
9 minutes left to go in Watkins Glen. They're going to come up on Josiah Wellwood in the 41 in the car that doesn't have any front clip anymore on that BMW. It's his first race here this season, and I believe in NASA in general. So car number 41, he's still on track. I'd like to say that's not a bad job at all. We're going to do it again. Challoner versus Janney. Wellwood's going to be there. It's going to be 1999 all over again with Schumacher in spot and Challoner to the race lead.
Oh, that's super risky there, but I think it's going to pay off for him. Janney's going to have to try his best to get him back there. They come to the carousel now. Challoner with a huge gap, and now we're looking back at Matt Kingsbury and Munoz.
Just like what happened in Formula One, I'm correcting myself right now. I don't remember if it was 1999.
I believe it was 1998. Wait, no.
It was at Spa. We're going to figure this out.
You're right. I'm thinking the one, the Jordan one. This is the
It was 15 years later. Mika Hakkinen reflects on spectacular past 2000 Belgian Grand Prix. Hakkinen versus Schumacher just happened here in the Penguin RC Sports Car Challenge. Headlight flash from Kingsbury.
Oh, I don't know.
Taking the high ground there.
Going into the heel here. Nope.
Challoner ahead of Janney. What a move. Down the back straightaway, but we know Janney, he's had the research for the last couple laps on defending. Now he's going to have the research, and he knows how Challoner passed him, and he's going to have the slipstream. So we'll see down the back straightaway. What a race here in Watkins Glen. Yes, we have 7 minutes left to go, but I can't get over how great these first 2 rounds have been.
Indeed. I mean, we got to also keep in mind, Janney's car is a lot slower on the straight. I think he might have made a downforce adjustment in our warm-up here. But, I mean, they still can't really get over the problems that McLaren has here. But he's actually getting a great run as he comes down the the back stretch here, going into the inner loop. Is he going to get it? I don't think so. He's going to hold off and wait for it.
Loose through the bus stop. I was just about to comment. He was 0.8 down on Challoner that last lap. He clipped the curb, clipped the second curb, and it's made him lose a lot of ground. 0.9 of a second. He lost 0.2 in a matter of a second, or a millisecond there. As Janney, we take a look on the replay, trying to catch back up in that second bit of the curb, or the bus stop. He hit the curb and lost it.
Yeah, let's take a look there. Ooh, just look at that. What an amazing save there. A lot of guys wouldn't be able to get that gathered up. That's just, look at the caliber of Michael Janney there. One of the best guys on the service, maybe.
As we're going to do a quick update on our points leader in the AM class, who came in the AM class, Seth Rawls. As I was flicking through the field, Rawls has fallen out of the server twice. He came back. He's 4 laps down, but he's 14th. Never give up in sim racing, because you never know what's going to happen.
And a real resiliency here for Seth Rawls. Just, I mean, a lot of guys can learn from him. He came back in, trying to salvage any points he can get. I mean, just a lot of props to him.
Challoner and Janney for overall. And then we take a look at the AM. It is David Bush versus Brian Sohn.
Yeah, but
Josh Clogg and Ray Kingsbury got by David Bush. Bush is a 7 tenths faster than Sohn that last lap. So gap is 4 seconds rough. Pitting it's Kingsbury in the 21. So I think he realized and he did what he wanted to do against Munoz, which was flash his lights, maybe scare him a little bit. I think Kingsbury might be parking it here.
Yeah, see Peter Houston there coming back out. There's his teammate, I think. I don't think that okay, apparently they're not teammates. They're both
manufacturer mates, but not teammates.
I don't think we have any manufacturer standings in this. We're doing this series, but like right now, it'd be the Audis running away with it. McLaren's in a close second. It's very interesting to see that we have the McLaren so, I guess, in second here, and they're very represented. You would have expected something like maybe the Lamborghini, but we only have 1 or 2 of those.
As the McLaren's got better downforce, but the Audi has better straight line speed. So it's interesting and it's nice to see the good balance of performance between these two cars.
Yeah, let's not forget the guy who's doing that is leading this race right now.
That's shouldn't have mentioned that. He's hacking. Grip hacks, ban him.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Absolutely.
Christian Challoner leads us. We're kidding, of course. Leads us in the 90-something Studios Grand Prix of New York, 146.923 ahead of Michael Janney, 147.098. We take 3.5 minutes left to go. I'm going to estimate maybe 2 laps to go here in Watkins Glen.
No, 2 to go. I think we're on 2 laps to go here. We're going to be taking the white flag the next time by.
As Munoz in third, holding a strong podium place, but what could have been for Matt Kingsbury? I only say that because I'm flicking through the field here. When they came together in the bus stop early on, Ray Kingsbury in car number 25, the inaugural champion of the Penguin RC Sports Car Challenge. He is in 4th. Not a bad run for him. Josh Clogg is in 5th. David Bush getting redemption from last week's chaos when he got turned from Josh Clogg. He is sitting in the AM lead in 6th overall.
And we're looking at Brian Sohn right now. What a decent drive he's had right now. Sitting 2nd in the AM category. Let's see. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything for Mr. Bush there, but, a good run today is good. Yeah, now we're looking at, there's Kevin Fanning right there. He was having a decent run there. He's only sitting 3rd right now in class, but, that's not bad. It's going to be a good points day, especially because Seth Rawls, our points leader, sitting back there in 14th.
We're going to have 1 lap to go. If we look at the time, 2 minutes 20. Well, maybe we'll have 2. I'm thinking we might have 2 laps to go here if these guys get back to the line. Remember, it's not like supercars, or supercross, I should say, where it's 20 minutes plus 1 lap. If time expires when you're on the last lap, that's the last lap. Mike, we are going to hit 2 laps to go here. So maybe fuel is going to be a concern.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. I mean, we don't know. We know these guys like to cut it close. Let's see what Challoner does here.
Janney got really loose off of turn 1. I hate to not talk about the lead, but I think Janney might have burned up his stuff trying to defend from Christian Challoner in car number 7. Podium has not changed.
Yeah, it's looking like our next best battle right here is between Kingsbury and Clogg, and even that's getting a bit of a big gap there.
Come home in 3rd. Depending on who you are, you'll either be ecstatic like Cody Erdman or upset if you're Matt Kingsbury as the Panamanian driver on the podium. And inaugural champion Ray Kingsbury will come home in the 4th position ahead of his teammate Josh Clogg. So I'm thinking that Spark LLM will certainly increase their points lead in the Constructors' Championship, as David Bush will win the amateur category ahead of Brian Sohn and Kevin Fanning, so that podium is sealed. And what a race today in New York, Mike.
Indeed, this is one of a Watkins Glen masterclass here. I've been going on and on all the broadcasts.
As Victor Vallee pressed the wrong button, I want to apologize for everyone here at Brands Hatch as we kind of cut to the end of the feature race from 2 weeks ago. But if NASA and Brands Hatch have any common denominator, it is action. Several weeks ago, the Sim Racer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge, presented by Nitro Circus, had a colossal battle for the win between Sindre Silva and Connor Parisi. But now, it is the sports car's turn. Tonight, we arrive for the American Stroke Association Grand Prix with the Penguin RC Simulations NASA Sports Car Challenge, presented by Nitro Circus. With Victor Vallee in the production truck pressing all the wrong buttons and making things explode, and Mike Berry next to me in the commentary cube, I am Josh Mertz. Be sure to join the conversation tonight with hashtag ASNTVUSA, hashtag NASA on Nitro. We are on the grid. I got home 10 minutes ago. Mike, in true NASA fashion, we've got no pre-race, and we have no Nicholas Laubish or Christian Challoner.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting grid tonight. We only have one of what we've been calling our big three, Michael Janney, who got the pole tonight. So we're going to see, is he going to cruise to a dominant win, or one of the guys from maybe from the lower down the pro category or just in the AM category going to be able to challenge him on this awesome track we have here?
As we take a look at our Drivers' Championship presented by Penguin RC Simulations, Christian Challoner up by 22 points ahead of Michael Janney. He's not here. Nicholas Laubish, 44 down. He's not here. David Bush III, Christian Ost, Daniel Munoz, Seth Rawls, Fanning Kingsbury, and Brian Sohn. Very tight battle in the lower end of the top 10. Constructors' Championship. After 2 races, we have Fiercely Forward Spark Virtual Racing with 141 points. Yes, Ray Kingsbury, I finally realized that you are on the same team as those 2 Fiercely Forward cars. Matt Cotule's 50 points back. MPR Spark 52 points back, and Sequential SimSport Academy has had some bad luck. Victor Vallee doesn't know what he's doing with math. They are considerably down on points.
Yeah, I have to apologize for that.
For second in the Constructors' Championship and the Amateur Championship for the drivers. The championship within the championship after 2 races.
And Josh, just to jump in here real quick, there is a reason why I put the drivers' names on there. It was for your sake, because
yes, I'm blind.
Yeah, exactly. You kept getting it wrong, so I had to fix it for you and make sure you knew. So that is okay.
Obvious,
yes, absolutely. But moving on, I believe we can get up the AM standings here now. And
David Bush III ahead of Seth Rawls and Kevin Fanning, 5 points apiece. That's going to be a nice battle. Brian Sohn, Brandon Lambert rounding out the top 5. I thought Ray Kingsbury was part of that championship. I don't know what's going on, but Mike Berry with a misspelled last name again.
Yeah,
welcome to NASA. Welcome to Nitro Circus. No Charlie Daniels tonight, so we just have to up the ante.
Yeah, we do, definitely. And real quick, if we're coming through the forest section, let me tell a little bit about this track. It's hosted 4 F1 Grand Prix, a bunch of the British ones, and a couple of European ones. It's 2.433 mile, I believe, 9 turns. So I think we're in for a bit of action here tonight, Josh.
Yes. Every corner has a name. There is no corner numbers on this map that I'm looking at. We're going to have 20 cars getting ready to take part for this 15-minute sprint. We're going to have 10 minutes to take a break, and then a 45-minute feature where the top 8 are inverted. Michael Janney ahead of who's in second? Daniel Munoz in the Audi for Sequential SimSport. He's having some connection issues. Janney all by himself on the grass. Green flag. What a start already.
Was that Janney?
Clog in the wall.
Oh, God dang. That's
what
real
just
rough.
happened. Munoz into turn 1. Contact between them, and off the road goes Janney.
Yeah, look at that batting right there. What a chaotic start this.
We haven't even gotten through turn 1.
Peter Houston did the lead. Good for him. No, Josh. Clog. I don't even know where
timing is broken. Clog is in the fence. He's actually in pit lane now. Munoz got together with our de facto points leader, Michael Janney. I don't even have any audio in my headphones, so welcome to NASA on Nitro. And Peter Houston leads here at the midway point of the first lap.
Yeah, what you can say here, that's just kind of crazy. Look at Peter Houston right now coming into what is Hawthorne's right here. Well, really fast right-hand sweep. Yeah, just Peter Houston, obviously, has been kind of strong. He had a rough week last week. Was great last season in the AM category. Now he's up to pro, and yeah, where he's I don't know. Let's see if he can hold on.
Let's see if I can fix my. Oh, now I can hear. I can hear the sounds of cars going around a track. Looks like we're on board right now. I think that is Peter Houston in car number 4. He started 7th according to this graphic, just to put that into perspective. So he is in the pro category. Taylor Carroll in the AM category. They started 7th and 5th. If hopefully we can take another look. I'm going to see if I can roll this back on my monitor at least. I was busy dying from whatever was in my throat. Munoz went off the road at the end of the lap. And let me see. I'm taking a look. Munoz was having connection issues this entire time as we started the race.
Jane just kind of sent him there. That's what I'm saying. I think Jane just kind of got in a little bit too deep, maybe trying to get that position back. Bumped Munoz. I don't know if it was neck code or not. I know we have.
Oh, Janny clipped the dirt. He drove onto the paint. Keep an eye on what we're seeing there, but the two SVR cars both did the same thing. Hooked it on the grass. They got together. Came out in front of, that is Kieran Forrest. And that's what happened. Up front, we're looking at Houston with Carroll. You come out of Sterling's corner, down Clearways, and into the Clark curve. Carroll is a little bit faster, I think, than Houston. BMW versus McLaren down the Brabham Straight, which isn't really a straight. We've seen plenty of action. To the inside goes Carroll. Car number 10.
Oh, better, look at that, better straight line speed than McLaren has. I don't see it.
The road.
We're inside right now. I don't know, we're gonna get a better look at that right now on the broadcast. We did just see in car. But look at Peter Houston dropping back to 7th. Michael Janney just in front of him, our pole sitter. Right on them.
Is going on in Brands Hatch. Guys, this is not the Rallycross race. That was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, Jesus, that's an aggressive move right there. Taylor Carroll.
Who's sitting in the catbird seat is Michael Janney, who ended up spinning, or off the road at least, on the first lap, is in 7th. For the inversion, he is in that spot currently. He'd be outside pole.
He's moved up to 6th now.
His timing's not updated. So Janney is 6th. He'll be 3rd on the rotation. Matt Kingsbury is in the inversion pole position. As thank you, Victor Vallee, for correcting us. It's been a rough day. I got called into work, so I'd work all day, and we're getting into the mood here, into the groove. Swing of things. Words are hard. I spoke all day, so I have to come home and speak more. Taylor Carroll leading, Mike, ahead of Brandon Lambert and Ray Kingsbury. Kingsbury was in 5th last lap.
Let's talk about this for a second. McLaren 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. Almost 6 if Matt Kingsbury can
to the inside of Brian Stone, yes.
Well, man, had to ruin our parade. I'm sure the team based in, was it Reading? Reading must be very happy. Must be very happy right now. They've got a bunch of guys in their ranks right now around the top 5. You can see Peter Houston and Ryan Stone battering
side
right
by side.
Oh,
war banging down the Cooper Straight into Surtees corner. Graham Hill Bend. They were very nice, very respectful. Here comes Matt Kingsbury in a McLaren for Dirt Esport in the 21. Brian Stone looks like he closed the door. This track, obviously not a street circuit, but Mike, I'd like to think because it's so narrow, into the corner, into Hawthorne's. What a move. But this track is very narrow. I remember my days from the Prototype GT race when I raced the HBD here. You really have no room.
Oh, not at all. I mean, you can just see everybody's grasping for every inch of track here. I mean, it's almost like we are watching the Rallycross race. I know you brought up 3 weeks ago we were here in the Nitro Circus Rallycross Challenge, but like, yeah, wow. I mean, just so tight, and these guys are being so aggressive. I mean, it's only a 15-minute race. You'd expect that of them, but you think maybe they want to keep their stuff clean.
As I'm keeping an eye on the front here, Ray Kingsbury to the inside of Lambert. He was 0.2 faster. This is a move for 2nd, and the inaugural champion of the Sports Car Challenge moves into 2nd place. Now he's got to chase down Taylor Carroll in car number 10. Lambert getting close to Kieran Forrest. These two hounding the back of the 25.
Yep. I think Zach Brown must be very happy right now. You can see him. You can see him right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 McLaren. That BMW breaking them up. And I think Kingsbury might be able to make it 1 through 6. All through the old school F1 points right there.
As last lap, Carroll was a 10th up on Kingsbury. The inside of Kingsbury is Forrest. Kieran was 2/10 up on Ray that last lap. So the NPR guys are sitting 1, 3, and 4. Fiercely forward Spark not having a great day. As we come off the final corner, Ray Kingsbury had, I think we actually had a report from Victor Vallee. He's in the production truck, but I'm going to throw him in to kind of do a little bit of pit lane reporting. What do you got?
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Ray, as we see him all the way off the road. That was Ray Kingsbury off the road, but he's saved it. I think that was the only guy off the road.
He was the only one.
Actually, I lied. I think we had something happen with Peter Houston as well, so we'll go ahead and get a quick replay of that.
Oh,
yes, that was multiple cars involved in that one, and Brian Sohn also involved. So, not a good result right there for those guys. And it looks like Peter Houston's not very happy with that as he continues to battle as we look back at live images of Peter Houston. But reporting back to Ray Kingsbury, he did not get much practice today. He just joined the session as it went up. That's all the practice he's gotten this week as we see him taking every inch of the track right now. So he was not very confident. I believe they're using the Watkins Glen setup this week from what I heard from Ray earlier. So Ray Kingsbury on the back foot right now, but those NPR guys looking to try to capitalize upon that.
And from one Kingsbury to another, I just saw this on the scoreboard. Matt Kingsbury's dropped down 5 spots. I don't know what happened to him there. Also, Brian Sohn in the pits right now.
As I looked into turn 1, Matt Kingsbury dove on Peter Houston. That's what happened. I think we got it right here. And then Kingsbury clipped Brian Sohn and into the wall went the 0-3.
Almost had a cooped up there.
Sorry. And what a brawl that this race is. I wish I had more words to articulate what I'm watching.
I think we just got to let the racing do the talking.
This is crazy.
Let's talk about Taylor Carroll. Had a little bit of an off-track incident there. We're going to see if we can see it now.
Kieran was 2/10 up on Carroll that last lap as we just took under 6 minutes here in the sprint race.
Yeah, you can see him very wide right there, but honestly, that's kind of where the track limits. I mean, that's Graham Hill Bend right there. You can see him. But if you go off there, there's not an off track there. It's kind of like stones or something, and you can get a lot of grip and a lot of time from there. So I mean, maybe the smart move for Carroll there, to go all the way out there.
As we look at David Bush ahead of Peter Houston, what a brawl that this race is becoming. David Bush, if I remember correctly, leads the AM standings here in the Sports Car Challenge. David Bush III, 5 points ahead of Seth Rawls and Kevin Fanning. Seth Rawls not having the greatest of days. I think he's way down in the order real quickly. Kieran Forrest, Michael Janney battling, contact between them. And Kieran's not happy. I don't know if you saw that, Mike. He gave the spot back, raised to the inside. I can't keep up. I cannot get over this race. I'm going to repeat myself all evening long. This is insanity.
Yeah, we just saw a true moment of respect there from Janney ourselves. I mean, probably come out of here our points leader. But just such a class act right there, letting him by. I mean, I think he's one of those guys who doesn't want to get by you like dirty. You see him right there, just went a little bit too deep into Druids, kind of gave him the old love tap there. But yeah,
that move reminded me of Rosberg versus Hamilton in Austria in 2015, but it ended much better than that race.
Yeah.
As who's loving this is Taylor Carroll. With that contact, his gap has increased 4 seconds ahead of his teammate, Kieran Forrest.
Still seeing just dominance here from the McLarens. Just, you know, I mean, I guess they want to win in their home country right here. We're, I think, not too far down the road from Woking, but let me double check. Yeah, no, we are not that far away from. It's one home county over in Woking is in Surrey, and we are here in lovely Kent on the coast.
Bush loose up the hill in Druids, and Peter Houston gets by him.
Nah, not yet. We're seeing this now.
As we take a look, as he went into Paddock Hill Bend, holding off Houston. I think he locked up the brakes in that Lamborghini. And our AM points leader, way deep in Druids.
Okay,
Houston, I think he went off the road in car number 4. Yeah, he did. He got the spot, and then in Surtees' corner, he clipped the dirt. And off the road went car number 4. No damage, it looked like. He did not hit anything.
Yeah,
the gap is staying right around 4 seconds, 3.8 from Carroll to Forrest. And this race, the Daniel Munoz for Sequential Sim Sport still on track, but his wing looks like a tarp when you put water in it and it floods. I can't get over. I don't know how that wing's still functioning.
And I'd say it's not doing too great of a job right now. There you can see. Yeah, I see what you mean right there.
you filled the tarp full of water, you see, and then it just kind of hangs there. As Munoz involved in that accident on the very first lap of the race, we look at Peter Houston again. Got passed by Kevin Fanning in the 68. As we look, this is the battle for second between Forrest and Janney. Janney, our pole sitter and de facto points leader. And Ray Kingsbury in the 25 into Hawthorne's Bend, Derek Minter Straight, and then into Westfield Bend. This track's so rewarding when you get right. I know I mentioned that it's basically like a street circuit. It's very narrow. But because of that, as a result, I guess I should say, it's so satisfying and gratifying, and whatever the other words you want to do, when you get it right.
Yeah, and now we're looking at who's that? Michael Janney right there, right on the rear bumper.
Kieran Forrest into Clark Curve. He's going to get the later apex here, Mike. Clip the curb. I don't think that's going to help him.
Yeah, not quite. He's going to maybe have a couple more shots here if he wants to get second here. If I was Janney, though, I'd hold my position here. You're gonna be on the in. No, you're gonna be actually on the outs. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Keep put.
White flag in the sprint race. Taylor Carroll, Kieran Forrest, Michael Janney, Ray Kingsbury, Lambert, Bush. Then we look at Fanning and Houston. And keep in mind, now it's going to put Houston in the inversion for the be on pole position. But we still focus on this battle for second. You do get points for the higher up places in the sprint race. So you will get, it's a 1 point difference, and we've seen not only in this series, but of course in the Rallycross Challenge, point matters.
Dude, now you're seeing right there as they come through Hawthorne right here, and just a, I don't know. I don't think Janney's got much more Forrest here. I think Forrest might just here. There's not many overtaking opportunities on this track, but the ones you find, they are very good.
He would have to send it. He would have to send it into the corner. Kieran Forrest, what a drive in this sprint race. And it's going to be interesting to see what will happen in the feature. Off of Clark Curve for the final time in the sprint race for the American Stroke Association Grand Prix, and Taylor Carroll survives the brawl to win the sprint race ahead of his teammate Kieran Forrest. And Michael Janney comes home in third, Ray Kingsbury fourth, Brandon Lambert fifth. Sixth will be David Bush the third, ahead of Kevin Fanning and Peter Houston. So Houston on the pole position for the feature race.
Yeah, what a chaotic battle we watched there, guys. I mean, just... oh, here's Kingsbury again. Say hello. Oh, let's see what happens. Maybe something with Munoz? Does he block?
Nudged him. That's
Oh, just a little love tap. Oh, that's gonna take some time in the shop.
As we take a couple moments for our warm-up, I'm going to step aside. I have a hot fudge sundae, I believe, waiting for me. So,
I don't
Victor
have
Vallee,
a hot
Mike
fudge,
Berry.
but I'm gonna do the same.
See, I don't understand why the catering crew always gets Josh the best food, but I get nothing.
Yeah, I mean, all I
So-
get is like vanilla.
I was gonna say, you get vanilla, I get nothing. So at least you still get something.
Well,
But-
we'll send you something.
Well,
eventually.
I'll send Josh a bill if I get anything in the next week or so. He still owes me money anyway, so that works out. So, going to the warm-up now, and I believe if we look at the results from heat number 1, or actually I shouldn't say heat number 1, but the sprint race, Taylor Carroll wins, of course. He picks up, I believe it's 10 points for a heat win, or a sprint win. I keep saying heat because that's what's showing up on iRacing it as. But Kieran Forrest second, Michael Janney third, Ray Kingsbury fourth, Brandon Lambert fifth, David Bush sixth, Kevin Fanning seventh, Peter Houston in eighth, and he will start on pole for the feature. And then ninth is Schofield, and rounding out your top 10 was Seth Rawls. With that said, looking at the feature, Michael, who do you think's got the best chance to win this thing? Because obviously Peter Houston did show a lot of pace in the sprint race, but at the same time he did end up finishing 8th after having some bad luck there with contact from I believe it was Matt Kingsbury.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to beat Michael Janney here. We saw him make an amazing rally back from, I think it was 10th on the grid. Just, yeah, I think he's going to be tough to beat here. I mean, he's starting 6th. Yeah, so he's going to have a bit of work cut out for him, but I think if there's anybody to, rise up to the occasion, it's going to be him.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be either Michael Janney. He's going to be obviously the only one of the quote-unquote big 3 drivers. Now, a good question to ask is if Michael Janney had gotten his help from Ray Kingsbury. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to be the case or not, considering everything that's gone on today. With that said, if it's actually going to be Michael Janney out there, I don't really know if he's got that set up from Ray or if he's made his own.
Yeah.
And absolutely going to be interesting, as I'm going to go ahead and take a look at Twitch chat real quick, because why not?
While you're doing
As I
it,
say,
I'm
we
just going
got-
to step away from a second.
that sounds like a
I'll be
good
right
idea.
back.
We have PSACZ in chat asking for a shout out. Of course, we'll give you a shout out. And Trevor Teal saying shout out to you as well. So thanks, Trevor, for giving him a shout out as well. I appreciate you. And so we appreciate everything you do for the Nitro Circus Twitch. And while we have a lull in the action, say it is important to remind everybody of the points. And right now, obviously, Christian Challenger, who's not here, was leading going into tonight. And obviously, there's still a chance of him not, of still leading the points after this, but it's very slim, especially with how fast Michael Janney's been tonight. With that said, Janney's the only one out of that top 3 that's here. Then you have David Bush, who's here. Christian Ost is not here. Daniel Munoz, of course, is here. Seth Rawls is here. Kevin Fanning, Ray Kingsbury, Brian Stone. So most of the top 10 are here, so it's going to be interesting to see how far down in the points Challenger and Laubish go, and see if they can claw their way back into it. Now, looking at the endpoints, it gets a little bit more interesting, considering that I believe every single one of these drivers has showed up today. Kieran Forrest with a great run. He's going to drop into the top 5, I would assume. he's going to make his way right into the top 5 after his great performance in the sprint event. Matt Kingsbury also, I don't think he got any points after that contact late with Daniel Munoz. But Kieran Forrest Hill, Carroll, both picking up some valuable points after struggling early in the season. And that's actually great, because if you look at the constructor standings, they are 52 points back, fiercely forward. And I believe Mike, you're still has stepped away, so we still don't have Mike back yet either. So it's just gonna be me for a moment. So I think I might just shut up and let you guys listen to some race cars here. And while I'd love to not talk and just listen to the cars all day, we do have Ray Kingsbury up here in the booth. And I believe, Ray, you finished 4th, I believe, in the sprint. So tell us about how your night's been going so far and what you'd like to achieve in the final as well.
Yeah, we didn't get a ton of track time here, so we loaded the Watkins Glen car off the hauler. We felt like that was our most stable car yet, and I figured, you know, kind of close enough. Took the car off the hauler, put a little extra wing in it, and away we went. But we missed all the major incidents and kept the car clean, got 4th. Pretty happy with that. And Taylor was on the same setup as us, and so was Brandon. So obviously the setup performed well. I know Kieran and Michael and Josh were on another one. Theirs also performed well. So clearly we got 2 competitive setups out there, sweeping the top 5. So
yeah, 2 great setups. And I know you said coming into tonight that you needed all the practices you could get. You haven't gotten any all week. So obviously on the back foot, but with a performance like that, do you think you could possibly steal this one away from Michael and all of the other guys up there in the top 5?
Oh, I don't think that's very likely. I know Michael and Kieran both had damage that race. So, I mean, we were kind of just hanging in there, like, happy for a top 5. I think I would be happy with a top 5 in the future as well. I'm not really comfortable with this track, I'll admit. Kind of feel like I'm on the edge a little. I actually probably should get the car out there on the full fuel and just feel the difference in the weight a little, because a little different in terms of braking points.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, you saw all of the chaos around you in the sprint event. Is it possible that we might see some more chaos in the final, or do you think everybody's going to settle down and just ride for maybe 40 minutes or so and then start going wild at the end of it?
I don't really know. That's a good question. Peter's been solid, and he's starting on pole. Kevin's, you know, real safe driver, but he's hard to pass with the way he sets his car up. So that could be a little tricky for us. If we can get by him quick enough, I think we'll be okay to kind of get away from the carnage. I haven't seen much of David on track, but from what I remember, he raced me clean at Watkins. So I feel good with the drivers that are surrounding us. I don't think we're going to get yeeted, so to speak. But yeah, it would be nice to walk out of the first lap with a little bit of distance around us and just focus on, repetitive laps and keeping the car clean, because that's where the points are going to come from here.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, I'm gonna say, besides, keeping the car clean and trying to finish the race and everything like that, point standing wise, right now, I believe, we can take a look here. You are actually, let's see, 9th in the point standings right now, and you were tied going in with Seth Rawls and Kevin Fanning. So today, so far, good point stay for you, and you could be coming out of here in 5th place. How do you feel about that?
Well, we're hoping to come out of here in 4th place. That's our goal. I think we were 4 points behind the guy that was in 4th, so hopefully we can do that. I think we can. It was really close. We took some points out of that sprint, so I think it's definitely possible. I don't really know how this the setup for the feature here is going to develop over 45 minutes. The sprint setup got a little tight. I have a feeling this one might develop a slight loose, but I'm not sure, so I hope for the best.
All right, well, we're going to let you go, and we'll wish you the best of luck in the event.
Thanks, and thanks to everyone at Penguin RC Sim for, helping us out with this series. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Okay,
and Mike has joined us back, and I believe the voice of the NASA Sports Car Challenge now, as well as the Rallycross Challenge, has joined us as well. Josh, are you there?
As we welcome everyone to the Penguin RC Simulation Sports Car Challenge, NASA Sports Car Challenge, presented by Nitro Circus. Victor Vallee, Mike Berry, and I am Josh Mertz, as we bring you the next 45 minutes of sports car action here in Brands Hatch. Hashtag ASNTV USA, hashtag NASA on Nitro. Join the conversation through Twitch. I'll probably pull in Victor Vallee throughout if he can keep an eye on that. Yes, he's got a lot of work to do directing our show tonight. 20 cars. Josh Klog, after crashing on the first lap, well, -1 lap on the start, is in 20th. That's going to be interesting to see, as we know how quick he is, but certainly going to be a fun race if that sprint race was any indication. So Peter Houston, Kevin Fanning on the front row of the grid. David Bush, Brandon Lambert, Matt Kingsbury, Michael Janney, Kieran Forrest, Taylor Carroll, David Schofield, and Seth Rawls first half of the field. Mike?
Yeah, we're in for a real treat here right now. Peter Houston was actually surprisingly good to me here in the sprint. I think, honestly, he might have a chance. I know I said Janney was my odds-on favorite here, but, don't count out Peter Houston. He ran up front. He took advantage of the opportunity most of the time. So, yeah, I think he could be a threat here.
As we have BMW, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and then 5 McLarens with another Lamborghini, a BMW. Actually, no, Seth Rawls is in a Mercedes, sorry. And then we have an Audi of Daniel Munoz. So
yeah, and
the wildest F1 field I've ever seen.
Yeah, and a quick update with Twitch chat, since Charlie isn't here. If everyone's wondering where is Charlie, I'm sure everybody is. He couldn't make it tonight. He's got some other commitments that he had to take care of, so he won't be here tonight. But I see Chad Irvine in chat. I see Kieran in chat, and of course Trevor and Gecko also there in chat. Thanks for showing up, guys. And I don't know where Chad is tonight. I know he said that he might be somewhere else.
Cube,
maybe
he's not Chad.
Yeah, the Cube. That's right. Chad is a different person. This is Cube.
Come on, Cube. Let's do this.
I did.
We're gonna start calling him.
He did walk. He did tell me his secrets. He does walk everywhere. So that's how he gets to these places so quickly. And he was in Botswana last week, but now I heard he might be in Paraguay. He might be in Madagascar. We'll never know.
Safety car is off. Through Clark Curve. We passed the place where they wrecked about 3 times last lap, and the feature race is green. Off the road went Fanning in the 68. Slow
3
start.
wide.
Bush to the inside. Kingsbury to the inside. Into turn 1. Very calm. Side by side. Forrest with Fanning. Side by side. Lambert and Carroll. Nobody is argy-bargy throughout the first quarter. Now they are as I just start to speak. Carroll off the road, Fanning off the road as we stacked them up in turn number 2 in Druids.
And now we're looking towards Graham Hill Bend right there. You can see all of them in the background there. We're looking at the replay right now.
Lambert locked it up and got into Carroll. Side by side, we had a battle. Rawls got past Schofield. Houston pulling away from David Bush, and Ray Kingsbury sitting in third.
Oh, let's talk about Michael Jennings. He was involved in that. The favorite for the race, he's sitting back there in 10th. He's got some work to do. He's working on Moss right now. That. Yeah, we haven't really taken a look at him too much. That's a very nice looking blue and green. Kind of, for some reason, it reminds me of the Mystery Mobile. Very
Moss for Sequential Sim Sport, one of the new drivers for Cody Erdman's outfit in that Lamborghini. Along with, he has Christopher Hickman as well in another Lamborghini representing that team. If I try and find Josh Klog, he's made up a couple positions here. He has moved up to 13th, peeking to the outside of Harley Moss, or that's Janny, sorry. Those cars very similar, but we have a brawl for 5th on back. Munoz, Rawls, Schofield, Lane, Moss to the inside of Janny, shoves him out wide. And Kingsbury got by Bush, and Forrest closing in as well. So Peter Houston trying to pull away, but we know how fast Ray Kingsbury is.
Yeah, we're seeing him right now. Kingsbury, he honestly didn't have that great of a sprint race. I mean, he was kind of a bit of he was very quiet, which is un-Kingsbury-like, especially when you combine his antics with his brother Matt. Yeah, you see him right now working on David Bush. And then, it's Kieran. It's Kieran working on Bush. Yeah, Kingsbury's right up ahead in that red and salmon and white McLaren. Beautiful.
Kieran very quick in that car today. Loves Brands Hatch. One of his favorite circuits, if I recall correctly. And Peter Houston, this is a great run for this BMW. He had terrible luck in Sebring. Not only luck, but I think he got crashed, both in the feature and the sprint. And then he got crashed, I think, last week in Watkins Glen. So
yeah, he did.
This is great redemption for him. As David Bush getting hounded by Munoz. Munoz to the inside. This is for 4th position, it looks like. Kingsbury off the road, the 25!
Oh, no!
Inaugural champion off the track into Munoz. Nearly no contact there. Seth Rawls to the inside of the 25 against the 125 into Druids. I thought Rawls was going to lock it up. He didn't.
Good on him. Hey, see him now. Is he going to be able to get that sweep back on the outside? Yes, he is.
Into Graham Hill Bend. What a move.
We're watching some very impressive racing right here. You see that?
Danny pinched to the curb by Mopta. They are battling for the 12th spot. Side by side are the two McLarens. Mopta hit the curb. It's going to limit his exit speed. Lambert in the 46, nearly shoved to the grass on the right-hand side. Down the hill. Pilgrim's Drop. Hawthorne Hill into Hawthorne Corner. Such a tricky corner to get right because you think there's so much runoff on the outside, and
there really is.
There's not.
And you see them right now heading into. Fill me in here, Josh.
Dingledell and King Curve.
I already know a couple of the corners here, so yeah.
I have a map pulled up on my right monitor.
I had one until I had to look up where Brands Hatch was. Now I've got deep into
Forrest still second. We're going to look at Klog in the 199. He is up to 9th, according to this graphic. So what a rally, and he's not even in the Rallycross series. What a run. He is. Never mind. We're not in the Rallycross series. Don't roast me. Words are hard.
Producer's getting snippy with us.
Producer's getting snippy. I don't know how to speak
Know
English.
your place.
Inside, side by side, Carroll with Mofta. Mofta losing ground in the 191 is the Egyptian here. He gets passed by Carroll and he got passed by Lambert.
And some good driving here by. Let's talk for a second. I know we were talking earlier in the sprint race about the McLaren dominance. We're seeing none of that
Brokaw.
right now.
Sorry to cut you off. Brokaw had a huge run off of Surtees corner. He's going to blow past Mofta down Pilgrim's Drop.
Yeah, into Hawthorne. And you see him going through Hawthorne. Oh, a little bit check up there by him. Oh, maybe get side by side. He's going to think better of it, though.
This
But as I was...
it's so difficult to get right. I will not interrupt you again. Go ahead.
As I was saying, we were talking to Feature about the dominance in the McLarens. They were running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. We're not seeing that right now. I mean, we have Kieran Forrest in second, but we got to look back to 5th for Kingsbury, and then all the way back to 9th and 10th for Matt and Josh Clogg, and then you have a big trio of them, 12th, 13th, and 14th. So I don't think Ron Dennis is very happy right now. Well, both of them. Neither of them are happy.
Ron Dennis hasn't been a part of McLaren for what, 5 years? Something like that.
I think he still owns the roadside, doesn't he?
As Janning off the road, he is in 11th. I'm probably going to sound horribly off base here, but maybe the McLarens are not good in dirty air. Munoz to the inside of Kieran Forrest. In Surtees' corner, they make contact. And Munoz, one of the most aggressive drivers in our series, and we know this, move him to second for Sequential Sim Sport.
Yeah, impressive move there by Munoz.
He was faster than Houston. He was equal on pace with Kieran, but I don't know. That was last lap.
Let's talk for a second. I mean, right now, Kieran Forrest is running in 3rd. He's not too far off of Peter Houston and Daniel Munoz. I got that wrong again. I'm sorry, Dan. But we could see maybe the first time that an AM class driver has won the overall. We weren't expecting it this early, but it's definitely a possibility right now.
We'll look at the lap times. Once they refresh, Peter Houston has a 2.2 second advantage over Daniel Munoz, 124.655. 124.145. Half a second up is Munoz in the 07.
Don't forget Kingsbury and Busch back there. We know Busch has been really competitive here. You see, and they're kind of having a bit of a duke out here.
Half a second up on Busch. He got by Busch in the 32. Did Kingsbury in the 25.
We're gonna see this right now. We have a real good look here at some of the best battles right now.
This is probably one of my favorite races that I've seen in the GT series that we have ran in the 3 seasons so far.
Let's hold up for a second there, Josh, because we're not even 10 minutes in yet. We don't want to jinx it. We don't want a bad race out of this.
I'm considering the sprint race too. That sprint race was crazy. If you're just joining our coverage here on Nitro Circus Twitch, we welcome you to the Penguin RC Simulations NASA Sports Car Challenge presented by Nitro Circus. Victor Vallee, Mike Berry, Josh Mertz in the commentary cube, Victor Vallee in the production truck, trackside, Twitch land. He's doing it all. He's got like 7 arms. As we are 36 minutes left, so about 9 minutes in to the feature race here in Brands Hatch. You missed the sprint race. You're just joining us. That was calamity. In the first 9 minutes of this race, absolutely fantastic. Peter Houston leads. Daniel Munoz, Kieran Forrest, Ray Kingsbury, and one off the track is Matt Kingsbury in the 21. I did not catch that. It was a replay.
Yeah, that looks great and simple. Just maybe some frustration built up from Matt Kingsbury. He's 19th right now. First
yes, Gecko. Victor Vallee is the human octopus. That's your name now. Peter Houston ahead of Munoz. We haven't really been paying attention as I've been blabbing for a couple minutes. The gap is 0.6 of a second. The last lap, 124.4 for Houston, 123.2 for Munoz.
Yeah, look at him right there.
And he's coming quick.
Yeah, I mean, Peter's going to really have to play the defensive game. We know he's pretty good at doing that.
Into Sterling's. Try to run the inside. You have to go outside to make the corner. Down the straightaway. Through Clearways into Clark Curve. And remember, there's still 35 minutes left to go. Munoz wants to pull away and take this lead for himself. Down the Brabham straightaway to begin lap number 8. Victor Vallee, you got something for us?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really anything information-wise. It's just thinking about Daniel Munoz here. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, yes, looking for the move, but he can't get it done yet. As this battle rages on, just in the last lap alone, he took out another 0.8 of a second here as it's down to about half a second on the track as we ride on board with Peter Houston. Who would have thought Daniel Munoz would be the guy to take it to Peter Houston? It wasn't Michael Janney, it wasn't Taylor Carroll or Ray Kingsbury, but Daniel Munoz, who's made his way through the field and is now looking to challenge for the lead and is.
Yes, thank you, Victor, for that. As this is such a tricky track, Mike, because you can follow someone, but you can't get it done. It's so hard to pass.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at right now, the passing opportunity is really a good place to stick it up in the inside there. You're also going to have Clark Curve, but that's more of a setup place in the passing zone, really. I mean, if we're talking about the passing zones, the Paddock Hill, we're going to see him now. Can he get the run? I mean,
down the Brabham Straight, trying to get the slipstream is Munoz on Houston, looking to the inside. Audi versus BMW, two German manufacturers. Paddock Hill band very slow for Munoz. He tried to take the inside, but he didn't have any momentum. Uphill, Woods Hill into Druids, turn 2 if you like turn numbers. Out of the corner, Graham Hill bend here. It's turn number 3. Houston very slow out of the corner. And
this run he's got. He can't. No choice but not to defend. Is he gonna get it back? I mean, you can maybe make a run on the outside here.
No,
right now we're kind of looking at the splitter here. Let's take a look at it. Oh,
Munoz has it, but Houston's gonna have the slipstream.
Yeah, it's
down the straightaway, down Pilgrim's drop. He's gonna look on the outside. Can he get it done? No, he backs out of it.
He's gonna try to cross over maybe though. Munoz, not a good run.
A long way to go. Munoz had to back it out of the corner there on the exit.
And parked the bus there in that corner. It would have pulled away here.
And I hate to armchair analyze, because even when I was driving, like if I'm watching NASCAR, I hate to do it. But I'd like to think that Houston should have probably stayed in the gas. Yes, we're early, but he knows he has a pace deficit to Munoz. I would have stayed in the throttle.
I don't think he really had a choice. I think Peter Houston's a very clean driver. I think the only really major incident I can think of last year is when he had that small run-in with Christian Challenger, if I'm even thinking correctly, if that's the right one, sir. That was a different driver I'm hearing. I could have sworn he was there. I think he maybe was benefactor of it. Yeah, back in Circuit of the Americas last year. I can't remember. The name. I'm trying. I don't know if you guys can hear Victor Picard. He was one of the black and white cars, won that race. First loss ever handed to Christian Challenger. Oh, okay. I'm gonna stop talking. He benefited from something that happened last year. We know he's a clean driver. He doesn't like doing some naughty stuff. So let's see, can he get by Munoz clean? We know Munoz has been a bit more aggressive than I guess historically.
Even with passing Houston, Munoz was a second up on the BMW driver. 124.624 to a 125.634. Nearly a tenth exactly.
And gentlemen, Kieran Forrest is closing in right now. This is going to be a three-way battle for the lead if Munoz cannot pull away from Houston.
124.198 for the man from Indianapolis. Half a second up on Munoz and a second and a half up, therefore, on Houston. Gap is 3.1 seconds from Munoz to Kieran Forrest. Kingsbury 4th. Schofield in 5th. Remember, Schofield robbed from a feature transfer position in the Rallycross Challenge a couple days ago. So he's trying to get redemption.
Oh, yeah, side by side right there. You see him coming down the main straightaway into Paddock Hill. Oh, he's going to get him.
As I just got roasted. I don't know if anybody heard that, but I asked for ice cream and I got yelled at.
Hi, Chloe.
Justified yelled at. I actually have a milkshake instead of a sundae. I thought I was going to have a sundae. Okay.
Well, I mean, at least you got something, Josh. It's better than nothing, I guess, right?
Yes, it is ice cream. And it calms my vocal cords after yelling and screaming about cars going in a circle. So we look right now, P10, that's Josh Klog, ahead of Taylor Carroll and behind Steve Lane. So the McLaren, sandwiched between a McLaren and a Ferrari.
And yeah, look at this.
Schofield, Kingsbury, and Michael Janney.
Yeah, I mean, just it looked. It's kind of interesting. I mean, they look very similar. These two. Well, not really. I mean, it's like I like to think of the McLaren as like the what happens when you take a sandblaster to a Lamborghini. It's very it's an eroded Lamborghini is a better word for it. Very, smooth and curved compared to the angular and aggressive Lamborghinis.
Absolutely.
Munoz, 0.8 of a second up on Houston, and Kieran was a 10th down on Houston last lap. So Munoz pulling away.
Yeah, and Houston just ran his fastest lap, a 1:24.0 to Kieran Force's 1:24.1. Munoz, however, running much faster than everyone else right now, a 1:23.229. Now, one question I do have is if Daniel Munoz possibly may have underfueled the car or something, because he is very, very fast right now.
I do consistently forget about that. That you can change the fuel levels, of course. That shows that I've been watching and commentating Rallycross for way too long.
Yeah, indeed. Now, let's also talk about it. It's like, I remember the first time last year when Dick and Chad and our corporate commentator Chad Irvine brought us in here. He said that one of them said that these guys like stretching their fuel as long as possible and using the least amount of it. So a lot of times we'll see guys run out. So let's just hope that doesn't really happen.
So absolutely, and fingers crossed we don't see an incident like we saw last year for Ray Kingsbury at Indianapolis, where he ran out of fuel coming off the final corner and got passed by, I believe it was Savian Raxter.
It was Raxter.
Yeah, and that was
off the road. Sorry,
absolutely
probably
heartbreaking. And speaking of Ray Kingsbury, he's in a heated battle right now, as we see something's happened to David Busch here. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. We're going to go ahead and do a replay. But Josh, go right on ahead.
As I'm still drinking my shake and listening to this wonderful commentary.
Oh, and there goes David Busch around.
Looks like he got light in the corner there, boys.
Good catch, though.
That's exactly what happened. It looked like the rear end just got rounded. Yes, that was a replay, Mike.
Oh, okay.
To say, I wish I had that graphic for you guys. I know the folk at home can see that. However, going back to this, it looks like something has happened to Ray Kingsbury now, so we're going to have to take another replay and see what happened. It looks like, oh, yeah, he just went off the road right there, and that is going to put him way back. It's passed by Seth Rollins, and now has fallen into the clutches of Josh Clyde.
Yeah, you're going to see this right now. We have 3 manufacturers battling. Oh, no, only 2. I'm blind. That's 2 McLarens. They just, look mildly different. Mercedes and McLaren, no stranger to working together. Let's talk about that for a second. They won 3 F1 World Championships together. Wait, was it 3? Yeah, it was 3. And then, obviously, Mercedes went on to greener pastures. So now we're looking at the Lamborghini, who had absolutely nothing to do with Ferrari, or with Formula 1. Except for that one time they did.
So they did have an engine back in the day, but
a hot minute they did.
It was quite a while ago. And
yeah, if we're talking modern Formula 1, then
I'm almost done with my shake, boys. Keep it up.
So we're just spilling some time right now.
I must ask you, Josh, does that shake bring all the boys to the yard?
And
yes.
We're gonna go ahead and.
Can you teach me?
Yes.
And as the human octopus, I do have. I am also a man of many hats. So an octopus of many hats am I. With that said,
what do you like? Well, for an octopus, would it be like a man of many gloves?
Any other show we're having, okay?
Yeah.
This is great. What are we looking at? We're looking at David Busch right here against Taylor Carroll.
We absolutely are, and Janney is indeed pushing as. Busch has gone off.
Off-roading, baby. That's a very unfortunate there. That Lamborghini is not the Urus. It is not meant to be going off-road. That's a Hurricane right there, sir.
We're going to go ahead and get a replay
good way of getting back on the field.
As you see, there is the replay.
Just got super just a little bit
He got
loose.
loose, and then nowhere to go for, I believe that was Carroll behind him, and just kind of punting him off the road. That's just an unfortunate situation there, in my opinion. It's just nothing you can do for either driver. Once you have that car get loose in iRacing, it's almost game over, unfortunately. I hate to say that, but that's exactly how it is in iRacing. Back to live pictures now. Speaking
All
of
right,
live
I shake
pictures,
your
we
hand.
have
We're
Kieran
good.
Forrest getting around Peter Houston as well here. And Josh, you can go ahead and take over the play-by-play because this is not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, my milkshake is done. Dairy Queen was delicious, and welcome back, everyone, to the Penguin RC Simulations NASA Sports Car Challenge. And we crossed halfway. Jenny in fourth. Munoz is 2 seconds faster than Forrest the last lap. I think Forrest was busy trying to get by Peter Houston. But Munoz, 8.6 seconds ahead of Kieran Forrest. He is the entire length of the front straightaway, the Brabham Straight. That's crazy. 122.980 for Daniel Munoz, 124.108 for Kieran Forrest. What a clinic that this guy's putting on right here.
Yeah, I mean, look at Munoz there. Just actually, oh, now we're, yeah, I mean, such a dominant performance. Now we're seeing Forrest and Houston, the 44 and the 4. Too many 4s for me to actually pay attention to. And now we're actually looking back at another battle. Oh, and look at that going to the inside. That's the 10 car Taylor Carroll on Steve Lane.
Carroll against Lane. McLaren versus Ferrari. And McLaren overhauls the Ferrari. David Busch with a broken rear wing. He is in 11th overall. But the AM points leader not having a good day. Who is having a good day regardless of if he finishes second overall or not? Kieran Forrest. If we can bring that graphic up again one more time, I didn't pay attention, I apologize. Forrest is 7th in the AM points, and he is leading the race in the AM category right now. He is miles ahead of Seth Rawls, who is 8th overall. So, but that's 14 seconds ahead of him, so if nothing goes wrong, he's going to really have this one in the bag.
Are you looking at the right person?
I might be not. I don't know.
No, Seth Rawls is currently poised to take the point lead here.
No. Oh. I'm blind.
Yeah, read better.
Today is just...
Josh, this is why you and I both wear glasses. Apparently, I'm only one who wears it better.
This is a weird show. This
It is.
great.
Yeah, this is like... This is amateur hour.
Nah, it's ASN. True ASN. I wrote the website. No scripts, right? So it's just like you're watching your race on your couch. You're with your buddies. It's a good time.
Yeah.
It always is here at ASN and Nitro Circus, and I do have
like
to
a
mention
cold
this
guys.
now. The driver standings are going to be pretty messed up here. It's going to be a really big swing in the point standings. Obviously,
know.
Michael Janney's going to take the points lead here, but it's going to be Challenger's not here, Laubish isn't here. Busch is, but he's not having a good run. He's down in 11th. So you could be looking out of here with Janney, Busch, and then I believe it would be Munoz. Munoz having an amazing run, putting on that clinic. He's out to 10 seconds now ahead of Kieran Forrest there in second, as he kind of still has to fend off a slight charge from Peter Houston, who, well, it's not quite a charge anymore. He's pulled away, but...
And there you can see we have a 3-way tie for 7th, except Seth Rawls is in the amateur category, so I don't know why he's sitting there.
He is, well, you have to remember the points in this is a driver's championship is for all drivers, and then you have the AM standings, which is for the drivers under, I believe it is 2500 I rating, or drivers who have not won a championship in NASA competition.
Or just aren't super cool like us.
That is why Ray Kingsbury was moved out. Nobody told me. And I'm the GM,
He's an AM.
and I should know. But, aside from that, Kieran Forrest, 124.417 was his last lap. He's still ahead, obviously, of Peter Houston. Houston was 0.3 up. Munoz was a second up on Forrest that last lap. I just cannot do anything but sit in awe of the 07. If we want to update a couple of cars down the order, Lambert, Matt Kingsbury, we have lost a couple of them, and Robbie Lorille, it looks like, never took the grid in the 213, as he never ran a lap in the feature race. So 17 cars of the 20 still on track Quick programming note for the Sim Racer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge presented by Nitro Circus. Remember, we go to Lucas Oil Raceway in Claremont for that race under the lights. So be sure to join us 7:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 7:30 Central. I'm so used to my stuff.
You know, Josh, I do have to make a mention of this for our fans. It's May, and we're going to Indianapolis. At least
Very fitting.
Here for the Rallycross guys.
Marwan Moftah is off the road in 16th. I
Oh,
don't know
he
if,
is. He is. He has had an incident here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look.
Looks like he probably clipped the curb on the exit, or clipped the dirt on the exit, or entrance. Nope, off the road. And that's easy to do. And like I've said, so many
on
times,
the wall. Ow.
it is so easy to get off
Again.
the line and get off the road here.
Yeah, that's a really tough run. How about we take a look? How do you fancy doing a look through the field here, Josh? Oh, we're actually looking at the battle right now, so we'll put that on hold.
We'll hold for just a moment. David Bush III with the demolished back end on that Lamborghini being hounded by Christopher Hickman in the 41. So Sequential Simsport having a decent day here. Hickman looks to the inside, tries to take the advantage, leaves plenty of room for Bush there in the 32.
Yeah, he's going to get up here, though.
Field corner takes the spot, tone to the inside. Falling like a rock is Bush, but it's got to be down to that rear damage. Maybe suspension, but of course the rear wing.
Yeah, and I want to talk quick about sound scheme. I think that's just a really cool looking one. Almost reminds me of the McLaren throwback that they're running this week in Monaco. But obviously on a Ferrari, which is a bit bizarre, but obviously it's not supposed to be. Yeah, that Penguin RC Ferrari is looking mean today.
As Marwan Moftah received throughput fell to unacceptable levels, translating that he has fallen out of the server, so the Egyptian looks like he will come home in 17th position. Kieran Ford, half a second down on Munoz that last lap, so you're not missing anything up front.
Yeah, for our viewers at home, just pretend it's like an engine blowing up. It sounds a lot cooler. Now we're looking at the battle for third, and not fourth, and second.
Close
for like 3 positions.
Houston here. Getting very close is the McLaren against the BMW. We ride on board the rear of that BMW. What a beautiful livery it has. Poking to the outside was Janney. Houston covered it. Out of Sterling's corner, down Clearways, and into Clark Curve, the final corner here at Brands Hatch.
Yeah, I think Janney might be able to get him. I think we've seen that
much better run.
McLaren, oh, there he goes to the outside.
Car gripped on the corner. Houston's not even going to fight it.
Houston got loose, I think.
Moves into third after a disappointing, I guess you could say, start to this race.
I don't know if Houston really let him go there. I think he more just got white in the corner there. It looked like he just kind of barely was it.
Second up on Forrest was Munoz that last lap. Michael Janney 123.581, but dare I say it, it is way too late to get something done unless something goes wrong with the 07.
Indeed, yeah. And it's unfortunate. I mean, he's such a strong driver, really putting in the work. Obviously, gonna come out of here our points leader now, if my math's correct, unless something catastrophic happens.
Absolutely going to be the points leader on exit here. But Josh, I hate to say this, but I hope you didn't just jinx Munoz. And as you know, anything can and will happen in racing, and it normally does, as Murray Walker says.
Especially in NASA as well.
Absolutely.
I've said that for the last 9 years, that anything can happen, and it usually does. And it's not to be cliche. It's because it happens.
As we see a really good battle here, heating up on the track, Kieran Forrest and Michael Janney.
Janney, huge run again, off of the final corner, off of Clark Curve, the outside of Forrest, down the Brabham Straight, into Paddock Hill Bend. We look on board. Looks like we're on board with Kieran here.
Side by side still.
And Janney takes the spot. No, he doesn't. Still side by side. Deep on the brakes was
no
Kieran.
windows back there, Victor.
44 holds the second spot.
Yeah, and you can see him right now. Will he be able to make that move? Janney's he's putting up a good fight, but no, Kieran Forrest isn't a slouch. Looking on board. We're still looking on the rear bumper of Forrest here as they come down the A straightaway.
We come down, Pilgrim's Drop
Pilgrim's Drop, there you
into
go.
Hawthorne's corner. Janney got the slipstream, but that corner, the straightaway's not long enough.
Yep, down to Minter Straight.
And down to Westfield into Dingledale. I can't believe that the British call the straight corner that, but it's the British.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say.
makes the Irish better. We don't give our
we
corners
love
too
the
many.
British around here, Josh. Let's not. There's no British slander on Nitro Circus. We love the British around here.
I put my Irish
at the
heritage
same
on the side
time,
here for
but at the same
professional.
time, you have to understand that the Americans obviously do it better.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, we named the corner
Quickly,
Kettle
gentlemen,
Run.
really quickly, Janney got a much better run again than Kieran, and I think it's going to be round 2. Kieran gives him plenty of room as we cross the stripe into Paddock Hill Bend.
No, it's
Turn
same.
number 1. Same
Same.
song, second verse, but Forrest holds it.
Yeah. And as I was saying, oh, actually, no, we'll keep watching this battle. It's too exciting. Josh.
Munoz, 123.468. 124.338 for Kieran Forrest. Munoz, gone. Cooked, checked out, whatever other words you want to use.
He has asked the hotel for the, or actually I should say, he's asked the waiter for the check, and he is gone. It's the best way I can put it. So, when I'm not having a stroke, I can actually come up with some pretty good things, guys.
He licked a stamp, sent it, chose express mail. It's already on its way to its package off in
Realize
somewhere.
what you just said and the race name of this race?
I apologize for that.
No, we all.
I don't condone my own actions here,
terrible
guys.
people.
This
The
is
one race that Charlie Daniels is not here to keep us
Yeah.
all glued together, and it all unravels.
it's all my fault. I
don't-
apologize.
I mean, not surprised if you got punched.
And speaking of, I think I've offended everybody here in chat because RC28 says he's offended because I
Teal
said
says
the
we're
American,
bad.
and Teal has
you gotta
said
think
we're
about the
bad.
ratings here, Victor. The ratings, man.
I
Come
know.
on.
I've insulted our fan base. I've insulted everybody.
Oh, look at
It's
Jenny.
over. As this battle, Janney has tried everything.
Not over.
He's doing everything to get us off of this. I think that's what it is. He's watching the broadcast and he says, guys, just watch the action and commentate the action. And I
It's
think that's what
super,
we
yeah.
gotta do.
Janney is apexing much later than Kieran, trying to find any kind of advantage. We go down Pilgrim's Drop again to Hawthorne Corner, and he gets so close with that slipstream, but he can't make it happen. Deep on the brakes is Janney in the 113 against the 44. You have to stay single file through this middle sector, and then Sterling's Corner will open that clearway straightaway up, and then you can try it into Clark Curve.
Now let's see him now. Through Sterling's, we're looking at this really cool overhead shot. You can see the real trees and the fake trees. And there's some houses. Right where, you see, we never really noticed, but we're smack dab in a residential area right here. Out in the good old home counties.
And
Now
who
you can see
says
Janney's
we
got a
can't
great
do
run here.
Curve inside
here we
goes
go.
Janney. Not to interrupt you guys, Janney's gonna try it again, but he's gonna try it differently. In this third verse, locks up the brakes into Forrest. Contact between them, and Janney's around.
And I don't know what you can say about that. That's just pure hard racing. No man is really at any more fault than the other.
You had to get something done. You had to make a move in order to get something done. And I can't fault Janney. And dare I say it, I mean, I know we've beaten this dead horse with no Challenger, with no Laubish. Janney's effectively in the points lead. You can kind of take risks, I would say.
Yeah.
If I was in this position, I would have made that risk too. Yeah, you don't really need the spot, but you
He's
can
in-
go for it.
Well, and,
he's in stamp looking position here.
and another thing, gentlemen, to think about is when a driver such as Challenger and Albish aren't here, it's critical to take advantage of that and try to get as many points as you can. And as you can see, let's say while it's not all the way zoomed in, I don't think Janney got much damage from doing that.
Left front,
And
though.
I think he only, well, there was already a little bit of left front damage from early on in the event. But I don't think he got too much additional damage from that. And he only lost one spot, and that was to Peter Houston.
As if we don't tempt fate every stream, then it wouldn't be Nitro Circus, says Gecko. That's absolutely true.
100% correct.
And in the true NASA and Nitro Circus fashion, you just gotta full send and not script anything, and it's gonna be a good time. So we just crossed under 10 minutes to go here in Brands Hatch for the American Stroke Association Grand Prix.
You think we'll have something interesting happen if we tempt fate? Ironically,
Oh,
like,
no.
could this race get any better?
As we look at Rawls on track ahead of Carroll, that's for 8th overall. We aren't missing anything up front. Munoz 123.305 ahead of Kieran 125.179. You would normally think that the timing is broken. 18 and a half seconds is the gap.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we only really saw like the likes of Christian Challenger last season. We haven't seen anything in this level of dominance.
And even then, it was not that much. I mean, like, I love Christian Challenger as much as the next guy, but even then, it was not quite that big of a gap comparatively. But
wait, there was that time in Charlotte.
Yes, Charlotte was a huge gap, but I think by that time, I think everybody else had just given up and just let him do his own thing. I don't know. But what I do know is we're coming down to the end of this race. We have 8 minutes to go, and Val is on track, heating up here. Of course, you have this battle for 8th. You also have a battle for 11th brewing here between teammates Fanning and Brokaw. And it looks like Hickman is going to be the first car one lap down. And I think Harley Moss is about to go a lap down as well. Some cars off track right now. Brian Sohn, Marwan Moftah, Brandon Lambert, and Matt Kingsbury. And, of course, Robbie Larill did not take part in the feature event tonight.
Yeah.
As keep in mind, you can always tune in to our broadcasts powered by the Automotive Sports Network on the ASN On Demand, so youtube.com/ASNTVUSA. So everything that you don't make or don't catch here, we always have on demand for you. Victor Vallee, wonderful at uploading these shows immediately after we finish. As we have, like I mentioned, a couple programming notes that I'll mention once again. We go to Indianapolis for the Sim Racer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge on Wednesday. Then, next Monday, we go to Summit Point Raceway for the Arcade Designs Grand Prix. I will not be here, and hopefully, a guy named Chad Irvine will be done from traveling, and he will be able to cover me for a race.
Josh, just to make sure you know this, it's not Chad who's doing the traveling, it's Cube who's doing the traveling.
God, you're right.
There's two different people there, all right? But I did get to talk to Cube, and I know I mentioned this earlier to Mike, but I figured out his trick is he walks.
He walks. He uses his feet.
He uses his feet. It's not that hard, he says.
So, Arcade Designs Grand Prix, May 24th at Summit Point Raceway. So I will not be here. I decided that it's not a good idea if I... Just real quick, hold on. We're missing this battle with Rawls and Carroll. Carroll tried to peek it to the outside. I realize it's not a good idea if I'm shouting and yelling at my sister's house to wake up my nephew and my niece, who are like 3 years old and like 4 months respectively. So I will be taking that Monday off, but the Wednesdays I will still be here as I have planned my vacation around that. So after that, we go NASA Rallycross, and embarrassingly, I don't remember where we are, and I don't have that spreadsheet up, so we'll keep you posted throughout the next couple of shows.
So just be here every Wednesday at 8:30 and every Monday here at 8:30. You won't miss a thing. That's all you gotta do. And hey, if you want to, Tuesday nights, I believe around 7 p.m., we always got some kind of action going on the Nitro Circus. You can take a look at the Nitro Circus Discord. As you see Taylor Carroll get very loose there, trying to track down Seth Rawls, who came into this race second place in the point standings, in the AM point standings, that is.
As we do have Nitro Circus League right around 7 p.m. Eastern, like Victor said. The boys on that Discord just throw up random cars, random tracks. I am not a part of that. I'm a part of the Discord, but I'm not a part of the league, so I couldn't tell you what they do. And then Thursdays, we're thinking about maybe getting some streams going. It's been very, very, very infancy talks.
I don't think you used the word "very" enough there.
No, I didn't. So maybe we'll keep you posted there. But NASADiscord.tk to join the NASA Discord, and I know there's a Nitro Circus link floating around in chat for everyone who is interested. And also for the ASN On Demand viewers, we'll post it in the description as well. As apparently we're getting thousands of viewers after the fact, which blows my mind.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for watching this right now. We love you. Come show up live so, you know, we're not embarrassing ourselves and such. We want to embarrass ourselves on a larger audience.
I would like that. Yes.
Yeah. But honestly, we're so happy with what we've gotten so far. We want to thank Nitro Circus for everything they've been doing for us. I mean, we wouldn't be here without them. I mean, and like, we just want to thank you guys for showing up.
Absolutely, and we're going to go ahead and jump right back to some track action here. We got Peter Houston and Michael Janney going at it. Going down into turn number 1, whatever that's called. You guys know the name. I don't. And so I'll let you guys talk.
Paddock Hill Bend into Druids. Houston holding off Janney. Janney trying to get back to a podium place after coming together with Kieran Forrest a couple minutes ago. Daniel Munoz continuing his Sunday drive. He's confused because it's Monday. He should have done this yesterday. He is 22.749 technically, 23 seconds ahead of Kieran Forrest in the 44. I don't know what else I could say about this drive from Munoz other than unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think there's no other word to say but impressive. Just an absolute clinic that's been put on here. I mean, one of our guys we didn't really expect to be that much of a standout, but you know, hey, that's the nature of racing. Sometimes the guys you don't expect are the guys who do the best.
As Brian Stone has fallen out of the server, we're going to focus here on Janney and Houston. Janney got a much better run, but he had to back off the throttle to avoid running into Houston in car number 4 through Clark Curve, back out onto the Brabham straightaway. And this is a track that obviously you don't need a big, tight chicane for. The undulation and the sweeping corners is all you need for a wonderful racing circuit.
But let's not distract that from the fact that they did have a chicane there for a while, and it kind of sucked.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm legit. I'm serious. I think it's where Westfield is. No, wait, where Sheen Curve is now. There used to be a chicane.
I'm gonna prove this right now, actually. As we look at Brands Hatch, not too...
It's Dingle Dell Corner.
Oh, they did have a chicane.
Yes.
I had no idea. We're learning together. That's kind of dumb, in my opinion.
Right? Yes, okay.
But alas, here we are. Janney's still trying to find his way around. He was a 10th down on Houston that last lap. Not missing anything again up front. 123 flat against Kieran, who ran a 124 flat. So the gap has increased yet again. Janney trying so hard, Mike, to get past Houston, but he can't get it done.
Yeah, I think Janney might be able to do something. Look at the aggressive blocking that Houston's doing. He's not by any means giving up. And I
wouldn't even call it blocking. He's placing his car in a very strategic position. Clark Curve once again.
And a quick shout out to all my TNT guys watching. That's a pre-bizzle right there.
Down Cooper Straight, we look at Daniel Munoz. I believe he will be coming to the white flag here in Brands Hatch next time around. And what an event that he has put on against this field.
That he has, Josh. And just a little thought here is if he was a little bit slower, it would have been the white flag this lap. So he has gone so fast that we've gotten an extra lap of what I believe was projected here. Because it was 32 laps projected, and now we've gone to 33.
As usually they don't want to hit that lap count, because then the race will end. But we have 40 seconds left, so once he crosses that line and time expires, that makes it the white flag. It is not like Supercross inside Janney on. Houston can't get it done. You're not missing anything up front as we pay attention there. Rawls off the road. White flag for Munoz in the 07.
Fortunate for Rawls there. He was having a great run. I mean, wasn't exactly he was on track to take the points point there. Yeah.
Janney to the inside, down clearways, into Clark Curve, coming to the white flag, and he still can't get it done.
Houston didn't get a great exit there, but he's going to get the run, I guess. I don't know. That's
the Brabham straight. We're going to have one lap to go to settle this, and this is for a podium place. for our points leader, Michael Janney, ahead of Peter Houston, the man who has had horrid luck in the last opening.
There he shoots the inside the Druids.
Inside, very slow, but Houston's going to have the outside to get the run off the corner.
I don't want to say it too early, but that may have been the race. How'd you know?
Still got half a lap, and we know how quick Janney is going down Pilgrim's Drop into Hawthorne.
There he goes. He's
We
going
will
to go
see
wide.
what will happen here.
Tucking it in there as they come down the straightaway into Pilgrim's Drop.
As we focus on the battle for the third spot on the podium, but we go up front to Daniel Munoz, unbelievably 25 seconds ahead of Kieran Forrest.
He's going to win it. He's
Sequential
celebrating
Simsport
right now.
will win.
He's
in
celebrating
Brands
the
Hatch.
battle. We're going to move back to the battle for third here. Oh, he's right at the bumper. He's going to send it. Maybe no.
One corner left.
Oh, he's got to
Run from Janney off the corner,
There he is,
down
outside.
clearways, one final time. If I was a spotter, I'd say he's at your bumper. He's got one corner left. Deep on the brakes is Janney. Can
Oh
he
my
get it down
God,
the
we're going
course
side
curve?
by side in the
No.
line here.
They're going to be side by side
It's
off the
still-
corner here, gentlemen. Down the Brabham straightaway. Can Houston hold him off at the line?
Oh,
Yes.
he got it.
He finishes third on the podium.
What
And
a
you know what?
win.
I didn't realize this. The front end damage on Janney probably hindered him.
Yeah, I think if he'd been able to move to the inside there on that last corner, he would have maybe gotten them. It's just, what a battle we had there for third.
As we
Oh, yeah,
look
Seth
at
Rawls,
this battle,
Ferrari, get him
Fanning
going.
and Rawls. This is a battle for 9th overall.
I think that Ferrari's got it. We know it's got the better top end speed. That Mercedes just isn't quite as good on the straightaways. He's going to try it one more time, but not quite.
Stream down the straightaway, looks to the inside, and I don't
No
think
cigar.
Fanning will hold the
Oh!
spot.
I don't know, something happened there.
Maybe Rawls is upset.
I don't think. I think he might just tip the grass there. Oh. Loose, I guess. Bizarre finish here in the.
We're gonna get some burnouts, or at least attempted a burnout. I think these cars have traction control, so that
They have
might be
very-
limiting. But Sequential Simsport takes the victory. Harley
give him a
Moss,
photo op
teammate,
right there. Look at that.
knowing Cody Erdman, he's losing his mind at this result right here for that squad. I know he's been working very hard getting that team going with his designs, Area 52 Designs Company there. Used to have the team branded as that, but now with that new team, great to see them take home the victory. As we will try and get our top three into the media pen. Let's find Kieran Forrest here. That's the wrong button. That's
Peter
the right
Houston.
button. And then we find our race winner. Let's move him to the media pen. I will go ahead and I will handle third place, Peter Houston.
Hmm.
And Peter Houston, it's Josh Mertz in the commentary cube. You got me?
Hey, what a race.
I was going to ask you, man, what the hell was going on all night? It was ebbed and flowed and ebbed and flowed. You had so many things go on and you held off Janney.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, to be honest, he probably let me have it. He's probably just being merciful. But I really got to hand it to Kieran. I mean, he had a lot of struggles last season, I think. And this season, he's really lighting up the timing sheets, at least at this track. I'm very impressed with how he drove today.
Can you talk me through that that sprint race and how crazy that start was? And I mean, not only the start, but the whole race was a brawl.
Yeah, I'm not even sure like what happened at the start. I think Janney said he caught the grass or something, but like I got in front. Carol dive bombed me out the lead. Somebody else dive bombed me, take me out again. I was in 6th place after fighting back a bit. And then I decided that I'd rather start from pole in the feature, so I dropped back to P8.
You mean you drove off the road? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I drove off the road, but that was the plan.
As anybody or any partners you'd like to thank for this result tonight?
I just like to thank Blue Chew. Blue Chew Americas, they've been a great sim racing endurance team. Certainly developed me a lot as a driver, and I've had a lot of fun with them.
Alrighty, buddy.
And
Good
Liberty,
run
awesome.
tonight, and we will see you next week.
Sure.
And Mike Barry, you get to have this conversation with our second place man, Kieran Forrest.
Kieran Forrest, you finished second right there. Let's take us through those. I guess that entire race. I mean, just a great run for you coming home with the AM win.
Yeah, it was a solid race. I've been practicing and practicing. Brands Hatch is my most beloved track, so I've put in the time for it to actually come here and do good tonight. So I'm glad that I was able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely didn't have to fight without. I mean, just talk about that battle with Janny there that went on for about 10 minutes. I mean, he was really on your tail there for a while.
Yeah, Jenny's a good guy. I've been practicing all week with him especially, so we've been, learning where we can pass and what we can do, what we cannot do. So it was really good to actually get out there and kind of, really push the limits as far as seeing, who would budge first. So I'm not sure if it was my fault or what happened, but I hope it wasn't. But it was a great race between me and him. I really appreciate battling with him. He's a great friend.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've obviously closed a lot in the points lead for the AM class. I think the next guy behind you is Schofield, 3 positions back. I think you're going to be fair in the championship now.
Honestly, I don't know too much. I'm not the strongest GT guy, but obviously, as you say, when you put your time in, do what you're supposed to, you can get good results. So maybe if I step up my practice a bit, maybe I can keep ahead of Schofield there and stay up top.
Yeah, and I guess to wrap it up, anybody you want to thank?
Thanks for my team, NPR. The guys showed up tonight and, did the best they could. Taylor with the stellar, sprint win. Me and Michael helped me out a little bit in the setup there. But all around, just, thank you guys for hosting this. It's a great event. I'm sure everybody liked it on the stream. Hope they were well entertained. But just thank my team and the stream here. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming out here, Kieran. Kieran Forrest, everybody, finished second with the AM class win.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I can take the win unless you
I
want
could
to
actually do that.
I'm gonna interject really quickly. I have to step away. Chloe's stuck on the floor.
Oh,
and
boy.
yes, I'm roasting her
on the floor.
She had rods in her spine, bro. She can't get up.
Our social media lady, and you are throwing her so far under the bus.
Yeah,
but,
she'll kill me, but I need to go pick her up off the floor.
Since before you do that, could you please move Daniel Munoz to the ASN commentary cube so I can do an interview real quick with him?
We move Daniel Munoz. I have to go retrieve my fiance off the floor. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, so that's quite the introduction for you, Daniel. But you put on a clinic today, dude. Talk us through how you did that. Just incredible.
Oh, well, first race, the short race was, a bit of a heck. I know it was a real disappointment because, like spinning in the first turn and then getting collected, my car was all beat up and, I wasn't able to do anything, but, I was trying to catch P8 once again to do the same thing we did at Watkins Glen. Now I knew that in this track I had the pace to chase Michael Janning. And of course that that was unfortunate because it would have been a great battle for sure. And of course I was already P11 whenever I ended up that first race, and well, that set me up for the second race, for the Fisher race, which it ended up being perfect. I was like catching the leader like 1 second a lap, and I was like, okay, so I'm probably gonna win this unless I bin it. And it is so easy. It is so easy to make a mistake in this track. It's definitely, it doesn't forgive you at all. And, I was just trying to, like manage the pace. I wasn't really, of course, you're a racing driver, so you're trying to push like the limits on every lap. And I was, at times I was like, hey, well, what am I doing? What am I pushing? I mean, because I was monitoring the gap with Michael. And I knew like whenever I was like on lap 20, like okay, so 14 to go and the gap is 14 seconds. So like there's no way this guy is gonna get into me, unless he's like if he finds like a second per lap. And so I knew it was real close. And the difference between this and last race is that last race I was just purely straight line speed. On this one I actually work out the setup for it to be a lot more stable, and of course making sure that I can power it through the corners. and that was, I think, the key in this victory. And I'm so glad because I would like to give out a shout to my sponsors, Rep Sports, Race Energy, ASN, of course, and Patriot Media and Marketing Services. This just shows that we're here to, make, of course, make some victories and make a difference. That's for sure.
Yeah, coming into this, you were 6th in points, but of course you had a couple guys in front of you who couldn't make it tonight. So it looks like you'll be at least up to about 3rd or maybe even 2nd in points coming out tonight. So how do you think that? What do you think about your championship hopes for the rest of the season here, with about another 6 races to go?
Well, I mean, we're gonna try to push it. I mean, for sure. I mean, we're here to try and win races. That's what we're doing. And of course, this one turned out to be, the best so far. With the podium last time, I mean, it seems like we're in a pretty good straight. So, I mean, hopefully that's gonna continue, and we're gonna keep on working on setups and stuff. I mean, the team is growing, and shout to my to Cody, who is working on that, of course, and to bring on more sponsors for the team. We do want to grow. We do want to be better and stuff. So we're looking forward to winning more races. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, I know you've already said it a couple of times, but go ahead and thank your sponsors one more time, so then that way they don't get mad at you, because obviously I know you've already thanked them once, but do it again. Why not?
Sure. Big thanks to our sponsors, Rep Sports, Race Energy, ASN, and of course, Patriot Media and Marketing Services. They're all making this a reality, and we're looking forward to keep on working with them to try and bring more people to the team and accomplish more stuff, and that is what we want.
Absolutely, and congratulations on your win tonight. That was Daniel Munoz who won tonight's feature. And Josh, hopefully by now you have retrieved your girlfriend or your fiance, let me get that right, from the floor.
I have, yes. And she yelled at me to wrap it up because she's hungry and my roommate's hungry and no one's eaten. So real quick, final thoughts. Mike Berry, go.
I mean, I don't think there's much I can add to that race. I mean, it kind of just speaks for itself. Great performance by all the drivers today. I think there's some rough patches. I mean, wasn't exactly the cleanest race, but they all put in a good show, and I think the fans at home would agree with that.
Victor?
Absolutely. And you know what? Sometimes the cleanest races, or not the cleanest races, are normally the most fun ones. So while I believe it would be the review panel who does that, they'll probably have a little bit of a longer night. That's okay, because we put on a show, and I hope everybody in chat enjoyed that, and I hope everybody comes back tomorrow night for the Nitro Circus League. I believe we got that going on once again. I think it's Pro 4 Jumpy Trucks going on tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, of course, Under the Lights in Indianapolis for the Rallycross Challenge.
The iDrive Sim Training Indianapolis Showdown for the Sim Racer Coin NASA Rallycross Challenge presented by Nitro Circus. You'll join myself, Victor Vallee, Cody Erdman, hopefully Charlie Daniels. It'll be 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Next Monday, the Penguin RC NASA Sports Car Challenge presented by Nitro Circus will be at Summit Point Raceway for the Arcade Designs Grand Prix. You will join, hopefully, Chad Irvine. If not, we'll figure it out, but it'll be certainly Victor Vallee, Charlie Daniels, and Mike Berry. That will be at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I have to say that this race, there's no other words I can say. We beat the dead horse all evening long. It was a brawl. It was not a wreck fest, but it was a nice race, both competition-wise and aggression level. So we hope you will join us in the next couple of days and weeks for more NASA Sim Racing action. But from all of us here at Nitro Circus, ASN, and NASA Sim Racing, Victor Vallee, Mike Berry, Ray Kingsbury, Brandon Lambert, Kieran Forrest, all the team, Charlie Daniels, the whole team of ASN, NASA, and Nitro Circus, we will see you Wednesday for Rallycross. But until then, so long, everyone.